Alright guys, welcome to the Decklist stream of GPX. And yeah, it's actually streaming now. Cool. I did not mess up again. Yay.
Nice.
So yeah, can you introduce yourself, please?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm Resto Kiki. I usually stream Penny Dreadful, but I am trying to get into MSEM, and it seems like a lot of fun. I did compete in GPP, I think is what it would be called, right?
It's the one 8 months
Um,
ago.
yeah, it was 8 months ago.
It's the one that I won
Uh,
with Naya Ramp.
yeah, he won that one. Or they won that one. I'm sorry. Um,
He
uh,
is fine, they is fine. I don't actually care about pronouns for
Okay,
me.
I just want to make sure. Okay, yeah. I made top 8, but I lost in the quarterfinals. But I was still excited because it was my first one, so I did okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And you were playing a deck that no longer exists due to nerfs. Cool.
Yeah.
So during your first tenure in MSEM, what did you feel about the format, or what do you remember about the format?
So I remember that there was a lot of really cool decks. It felt really powerful, and really diverse. I don't know what that looks like right now. I tested before submitting my deck for this tournament. I tested some with mono black mid range, and that just seems miles above what I was doing before. So I debated playing it, but I felt like it was just not where I wanted to be. I wanted to play like something else. So my friend said we could try Teamer. So I tried Teamer, and I liked that one a little. We had to work on the sideboard. We had like a couple minutes, and then
Huh.
yeah.
You
But
know what? I should just talk about your deck first because let's not give you any context before you start. Before we talk about any of the other decks.
sorry.
Yeah. So yeah. So let's look at Resto Kiki's deck. Resto Kiki is on Teamer Tempo,
Yeah.
and this is actually quite a unique build of Teamer Tempo because definitely doesn't match the Teamer Tempo decks that I've seen before. Mostly because the Teamer Tempo decks that I've seen have all been nerfed. So yeah.
Right, yeah. So the main thing, and I don't know how good it's going to end up being because of nerfs and also because a lot of people are playing monocolor decks, it looks like. But there's a combo for this is like Imperial Siege plus Breach the Lilies.
Yeah.
So you can turn Breach to the Lilies into extra uh stone rains. But it's not always good because like my first round I just lost to Burn and they don't have any um
Yeah.
non-basic lands. So the card did nothing and I had to take it out. It was in my opening hand, but I had to keep it because it was still a fine hand, but I just had this card that was running in my hand. Um Post board I had like solar flares and stuff that I could bring in instead of the Imperial Siege. I drew it in game 2, did not draw it in game 3, and I lost. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean
that combo is cool.
that's how brain gets you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think our
That's how it
patron
do.
champion is actually something that isn't run out often, or at least from what I've seen. Like I think our patron champion just saw a sudden resurgence recently, just because I was playing a deck that had our patron champion and made use of it a lot, and then people realized how powerful this card can be if you get the right draw with it. Because you'll turn one ARP champ, turn two fetch land, it's already a 3/3, and then next turn if you
Yeah,
have another fetch land, it's a 5/5.
for 1 mana, yeah, it's pretty good, and also they seem like they wouldn't be good in multiples. They effectively have vigilance because you attack with one, you block with the other.
Yeah.
So it is quite good. I'm also a huge fan of Rushwater Raider. That card is insane. Because I mean, even if let's say you play it on like turn 2 after playing in our PTN champion, you're already drawing your card after for the turn you play.
Yeah, and then I think that card hasn't seen any play except for Merfolk in the last GP, so it definitely is a card that's uh being rediscovered, or I guess being discovered after being in the format for quite a while.
But yeah, so
Yeah,
my only problem with the deck is I want to figure out how to change the mana base because I took a lot of pain off my lands.
I think you just have to fetch basics more often.
Yeah, but that's also kind of awkward because like, and maybe we should get rid of She House command because having to have double red is awkward when you need to be fetching
Oh,
basics,
yeah, certainly.
you know?
Yeah, like this
So
deck really wants to start on. The ideal start is to fetch Forest on turn one and then go from there. So you
yeah, and you don't want to be doing that with She House. It kind of doesn't seem good here. I'm
yeah.
not sure.
Well, I think we've talked enough about your deck.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I need to actually
These
have
other
this.
decks.
Oh yeah, I did not share the spreadsheet. I should probably do that. And let me just. Yep. So feel free to go into the spreadsheet and teamer tempo. So uh, I'll have to give the deck maybe 3 chili peppers. It is a teamer tempo deck, but it's using a lot of cards I haven't seen in teamer tempo before.
I don't want to rate it because it's my deck.
Okay, well I always rate my own decks 5 chili peppers because I'll always be recording them since I'm recording my own games, right?
Yeah, it's true. Okay, I'll give mine the 5 chili peppers. How do I?
Just copy paste the chili peppers. But yeah.
5 chili peppers.
So let's actually go back to let's actually go in order now because yeah, we've talked long enough about your deck.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So let's see. So let's talk about Nyx's deck. Let's go all the way at the top.
Wait, where's that? Hold on, because I'm looking at the new website. Is that not where I'm
Yeah,
supposed to?
you're supposed to be in the new website.
Okay, and then I go to Grand Prix and it shows me the pairings.
Okay, and then click on. So you see how there's 3 icons on the top? Click on the one that's on the right.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, let's see here.
So Nyx is on mono white polyp pools, or as they call it, angel pools. It's a deck that makes use of polyp pools really effectively because it acts as creature type synergy for a lot of different cards that require creature type synergy. Also, I wonder when polyp pool is going to get eroded.
That card is crazy.
Yeah, so are we still calling it a tribal land, or are we calling it a kindred land now?
Well, it's changeling, right?
Well, I mean,
Oh,
like
I
the
thought
card
it.
type.
Oh, card type. I didn't realize that it was set that. Yeah, I guess it's kindred now. I didn't know that it was done like that. I didn't know.
Well, you have to do it like that in order to make it work, right?
Right. No, obviously, I just didn't realize. It just did not occur to me. Oh, I should probably have this here. So the reason they're playing it is to go with like stuff that cares about angels. Then
Well, no. So, well, it's not just angels. So look at Coronary Warcaller.
Ordinary Warcaller, 2 and a white, 3/2, kicker X. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, search your library for a rebel permanent card with mana by XS. Oh, that's wicked.
Yeah.
So it's a ramp spell.
Yes.
I like that. That's really cool.
You have your 4 Coronary Warcallers being 3 mana 3/2s that ramp you by 1.
That's so cool.
And then you have your Helena the Awakeners, which has 2 creature type synergies that both get enabled by polyp pools.
Oh my gosh, you make a 5/5. That's insane.
Actually, look at the -1 ability. I think that's the more.
Exile target non-land permanent if you control an angel. Otherwise, that permanent can't attack or block and activate turn.
Hello.
It's also quite good too. Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Oh, Gal. You're here.
Figured I joined here since you were the only experienced MSEM player in here.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to learn.
No, don't be sorry. I'm just saying usually it is Ricky and Purple.
Actually, Purple hasn't streamed for quite a while. The last few times it's been me and Pip, but Pip's also experienced, so Pip's basically filling in for Purple's role of the experienced guy
exactly.
who rates his decks, and we just meme about the spiciness.
Yeah. I assume we are still on pools then.
Yeah, we're still on pools.
Yeah.
We're taking quite a while on all the decks because Resto Kiki is new.
Yeah. TLDR, Disciple of Faradia, Helena, Subdue False Idols are the sort of pools payoffs in this particular deck, in this particular archetype, I should say. You have 8 copies of pools in effect through Warcaller. This is a proven deck, although it is sort of reeling slightly from the banning of its most, not banning, the nerfing of its most sort of unfair bit of interaction. That being, of course, its pseudo time walk.
Wait, did it have a time walk?
Well,
Pseudo time
actually,
walk.
that card did not get discovered until last month, right? And Angel Pools has existed for way longer than that.
Yeah, no, the deck is still good. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, contextualizing. Oh, we are like, this is a build that might have like some clumsy ratios because it had to swap out a 4 or something, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, this deck, I really like this deck because it's just super synergistic and makes it like it's a deck that only exists in this format due to all these unintended interactions between the creature
really
types.
Strong, it's really cool. I hope it stays around forever because it's fucking sick. That's it.
Yeah, are you
This
gonna?
deck is really cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
No, it's sick.
yeah. Are you gonna
Yeah.
also rate the spiciness of the decks too?
Oh, sure, fuck it.
Okay, cool. Resto, you can also start rating yours. Anyways, let's move on because we spent way too long on a single deck, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. We spent a million years on
Okay,
the first deck in the list.
I'm sorry.
Crush
Don't
Castles,
be sorry.
Black Red Aristocrats.
Aristoscraps. It's the sort of modern evolution of Anarchist Thanksgiving, of course, minus egg and minus its some of the combo elements that it's had in various iterations in the past. But we have a 4 Dawson and 4 Eli. We'll see how that pans out.
Probably not very well.
I'm exceptionally low on Eli. I think that card's shit. But I think Rickard Dawson, although 4 is maybe too many, I think you could probably play 3 and it would be strong in this archetype. It would be a stabilization tool that the archetype didn't necessarily have before. I've also always been low on Fretport Market Smuggler, but yeah.
It saw some play in the mono red decks, I guess.
Ages ago, yeah.
But you were always low on that, right?
I was never low on the mono red decks, but I was always low on Fretport Market Smuggler as a card because I don't think it's very good.
It seems kind of awkward, but like it also fuels what you're doing, right? It's just everything's tapped.
I also think they probably shouldn't still be on Master of Munitions without the combo. I think there are better versions of that piece, but that's a minor nitpick.
Yeah, probably.
I also don't think they should be on 4 Ragavan. I think it should be 2 Ragavan, 2 Vein Drinker at least, or maybe even just 4 Vein Drinker.
Vein Drinker.
Yeah, Vein Drinker is really good.
Ironically, better than Ragavan. Even though,
yeah.
I love how nobody noticed that Vein Drinker existed until Ragavan got printed, and then people were like, "Holy crap, this card's better than Ragavan."
Not to pull rank, but a little while ago, at least, I think a year or two ago, Purple and I were discussing like, oh, here's like Black White Quest, and Purple identified arguably correctly. Wow, Vein Drinker's Kabbalist is a fucked up Magic card, and I was like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna play it here. And I do think it was maybe right to not play it here, but Purple's like, this is a fucked up Magic card, and then played that deck once and never again. So
that's
moral of the story: there was a sewer man.
Yeah, but I think that's enough about this deck.
Hello, Doc.
Oh,
it's been a minute.
4 people? Holy crap!
What's up, Gary? Been a hot minute indeed.
It has. Hello.
Get in the party, guys.
How you doing?
Yep.
Doing well.
Can you guys also start like helping me fill out the spreadsheet in the meantime?
Go, fuck you.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
We forgot to rank mono white pools out of 10.
I'll start putting in the names.
Mono white pools is like a 7.5 or an 8, I think, but I'm more generous than you, Ricky.
What do you call this deck again?
Aristoscraps.
Aristoscraps. All right.
Or you could just call it like Anarchist Thanksgiving.
Nobody understands that. It was even I don't understand that.
Unintuitive deck names are fun.
Yeah, but that's before my time. So since I'm the guy streaming, I get to decide what to name it, or I get to decide what names to veto.
Wait, what the shit? I've been playing MSEM longer than you. That's not real.
Ricky joined sometime after the rotation. I remember that for sure.
It feels like Ricky's been here for forever.
It's only 2 years.
Yeah, wow.
What did we call this? Because it's not just a match me up with control, please.
Let's give Aristocrat the crit rating. I'm gonna give it
it's
2 chili peppers
right.
because I'm not super high on that deck. And let's move on to Requiem.
I'm high on the deck. I just don't think it's particularly spicy.
I think it's spicy.
I don't think this build is particularly spicy. Okay.
Someone's not going in alphabetical order when putting down the names because someone just.
I'm just going down the list of the deck list.
Okay. Requiem.
Requiem. Requiem. I built this deck, and Ricky helped me, so I think we both have kind of loaded opinions on it. But here's mine. I think this deck is very powerful. I think if you don't play against control, this deck will steamroll a lot of your matchups. I think it has clunky draws, but I think the payoff for those clunky draws is that you get to play a lot of games where you're playing something fucking hilariously broken. It's incredible.
Yeah, don't you love turn 1 3? Actually, no, it's turn 1 0, turn 2 2 mana 5/5, and then turn 3 3 mana,
everything in your hands.
3 mana 4/5 or 4/2.
I think I'm more realistic draw. Don't you love turn 1 Kanan War Driver and then turn 2 Bardancer Liege, and you're taking 5 on turn 2 and then
Yeah.
probably 10 on the next turn?
Why is the alphabetizing on the Decklist website so fucked up?
Don't worry about it. Smile.
I'm pretty sure it goes by Discord names instead of printed names.
Instead of,
Yeah, but I don't think even the Discord names are usually in this order.
I think we just have to cope. Is my thought.
Sure. Yeah.
Asian got a lot of splaining to do.
Whatever. We salute Cajun for his work anyway. Even if
Yes.
it's just hello.
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 Oh, Epos, you're here too. I can't believe everyone's here.
I decided to join.
Everybody's here.
I decided to join the Decklist stream because there was a sort of a lack in coverage, and then sort of right after my joining, don't be sorry. Right after, don't be sorry. It's just like Ricky is used to having a partner, and I know I want this to be entertaining.
Don't worry. Mega Man drops January 7th.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
Don't worry, 47,000 wolves. Okay.
Don't be sorry. Look in the catacombs.
So anyways, so Epos, so Resto Kiki is kind of new here, so just pretend that they're one of the 18-year-old 45 lizards in the basement.
Yeah. Also, I will say, Ricky,
brought this horrible
nice
here.
What?
we've been matched up for our first round.
Oh yeah, right.
So prepare to duel, brigand, you blackguard.
Soon, TM. Anyways, let's get through this stream before like we spend 1 hour on a single deck.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
True.
Oh, so
My-
I'm intending to. Okay. Basically, I was wanting to ask if you'd be able to play tonight, and I saw you in a call. So.
Okay, well, probably not because the Decklist stream is gonna take forever because that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
so let's actually get on with the Decklist stream.
Okay. You've put the wrong name already. So.
What? Where?
Oh, somebody put "Don't match me up with control, please" under Scribble.
What do we call this deck?
Oh.
5-color,
Ferocious.
or do we call it? Do we call it 5-power tribal?
No, we call it ferocious.
Fine.
Because I think that's probably the most apt summary.
The deck is quite ferocious when it does its thing.
Yep.
And it has
So-
Also, Khan is a very silly card. That's it.
Yeah. So, Wrestle Kiki, do you have any questions or comments about this deck before we move on? Because I always want to get. Oh, okay, sure.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I have. This seems pretty straightforward, and I've seen a lot of these cards already today because of my testing.
Oh, you play against the second league?
Not in league. I was playing with a friend.
Happens.
They were playing the busted new deck on the scene.
Smile.
Yeah.
No,
So-
I've seen some of these cards. Yeah.
We have Scribble on Foretold control. Scribble always brings some like new ass control shit, and it's always fun to look
Nerfs for Toad.
It's, I believe, at least the interaction here is like Usurper's Machinations to foretell things for free, and then you can get like very strong effects off of them, like Missive from Erevant or Usurper's End, Euron's Curfew.
Okay.
I worry there may not be enough ways to foretell things for free here, and there do exist a lot more ways that are not being played here, but maybe I'm wrong. I will say this deck may benefit from Lysen, but that could also be wrong.
It's not in the right colors, right?
Lysen is blue-black.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But the problem is that
Uh,
it's not a control card, right?
I mean, it's not, but it is.
It's 3
I don't
mana.
know.
Yeah.
Eh,
It's a control deck.
whatever. It's a control deck with some interesting packages. It'll probably do well because control is good. They're on 4 Celestial Mandate.
Post nerf
is
Celestial
novel.
Mandate.
Yeah, which is novel. It's novel.
What's this card do again?
It will if your opponent has more cards in hand, it thought seizes them temporarily, and if they have more permanents than you, then it exiles a permanent temporarily. That's the gist.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
You exiles them and then you can recast them. I should be clear for 2 more.
Elite Spellbinders, though.
Yes, essentially.
So before this was nerfed, did it just exile them straight up?
No, before it was nerfed, it was an entirely different card that involved skipping phases. This is the sort of
Okay,
pseudo-time
so
walking question.
imagine Imagine
Okay.
timely reinforcements, except it made your opponent skip stuff instead of giving you stuff.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
E.g., it was like if your opponent controls more creatures than you, they skip their main phases. If they have more life than you, they skip their combat. I believe.
If they have more cards, they skip their draw.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This
That's
this
insane.
this card was fucked up. It was alive for exactly 1 month and then it died.
No. So it released like almost a year ago. Nobody noticed it
But-
until last month, and then it was alive for 1 month before people realized it was completely busted.
Yeah. We have Marina on prowess. It's prowess.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of novel tech here. Minister of Zealots plus Sweet Nothings is noteworthy as a piece of card advantage. I think that's a powerful package.
They're are they playing whatever that Punisher card is that makes tokens? I forgot what it's called.
They are not playing Here With You. Instead, they are playing She-Ho's Command and Sweet Nothings as their card advantage.
Okay.
I guess because they don't have as many ways to capitalize on the tokens, which I think is fair. We are on. She's on like just like a pretty standard burn suite, like
Scorch and
just
Ceasing
sort of
Flames. Yeah.
Scorch and Ceasing Flames. Strong Arm is, I guess, noteworthy because it's Strong Arm post nerf, but I think prowess players have settled on the fact that you might want to be playing Strong Arm post nerf.
Yeah. Like turns out one man gives something power and trample is still good.
Yep.
Yeah.
This deck's powerful.
Yeah.
We'll see how it stacks up. We'll see how much prowess hate people are playing incidentally in their sideboards.
By the way,
see.
Resto Kiki, yeah, I wonder if you have any strong feelings about this deck.
Strong feelings about this deck. No.
Didn't you just get beaten?
What?
Or actually, no, it's Burn. I guess Burn is slightly different from Prowess, although they're mostly
Yeah,
the same.
I don't hate Burn. I hate that my deck. I need to work on the deck's mana base because me hitting myself for 5 on turn 2 against Burn is just not tenable. Like you can't beat Burn if that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, it's awkward.
Yeah, that's that. Mystery is a slightly unorthodox threat. I don't think it's actually that good in prowess necessarily, but we'll see.
Yeah, Mystery is definitely really cool. I kind of wish there was more mysteries in the format, but
The set that they're in is not in.
yeah, I know. It was a wild card, and I did vote. I voted it as a 3 on the wild card, but I guess the vote we didn't manage to vote it in.
Yep. We've got Froggy on mono black.
Are we? Oh, I forgot to rate all the previous decks. And also, okay, is someone else entering?
I've been entering my spice ratings, but if we want to just like sort of circle back really quickly.
Okay, I need to actually enter the deck names unless someone else is doing that.
No, somebody else is, it seems.
Okay.
Pools.
Foretell Control is.
I feel like I'd give pools a 7 or 7.5. That feels fair, right, for white pools?
Yeah.
Oh, and then the ferocious are cool.
What do we give ferocious? Like 7 or 7.5?
Yeah, 7.5. Like if it's extremely polarized, so that means it's either gonna win super hard or lose super hard.
I'd give this specific Arista Scraps list probably like a 5.5 or a 6. Probably a 6.
Yeah.
I just think there's a lot of like choices here that don't make a lot of sense to me. I can't rate Foretell Control. I don't know anything about how this deck plays.
It feels weak. It doesn't look good, but maybe it's stronger than it looks.
This is how every Scribble deck feels, though, is the issue. It's like I never want to judge Scribble decks in advance because I feel like Scribble knows stuff that I don't. And straight up, just like...
I think this Scribble knows that... Or Scribble looks at synergies that don't look super powerful, but still makes them work in a control deck.
Yeah, which is where the cycling deck came from. It's like, I don't know. I'm going to put a question mark here until somebody is ballsier and will put something else.
And Giant Poet's a 7.5 because prowess.
It's prowess.
Yeah.
I think Mono Black is also a 7.5 or a 7. I think I'll say a 7.5 because it's really strong.
So yeah, Resto Kiki, you have experience with this deck, right?
I feel like everyone who plays the format does.
I don't, or experience playing the deck.
Oh, playing it. I do.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, I have played it, yes.
I have not played the deck because I do not play mid-range decks.
This is known. This is why you always sort of have me in the kitchen cooking up unfair shit.
This is different than the list that I was playing, because there's Strike from the Shadows in the main deck, which I think was necessary. I was playing the most recent, like, posted one, and my feeling was that they needed Strike from the Shadows in the main deck. So this looks a lot better than what I was playing.
Oh, it's
But
plain invoking the name.
Yeah, finds pools, finds your demons, finds some other stuff. Seems fine. We've got Hersey's Mishka Heart Attack. This deck is fucking nasty. This deck is way nastier than you would think, I will say.
It's in oh, now that Unrivaled Fire River is 100 cards, getting the whole deck on screen at once is going to be even more troublesome.
Yeah, well, we have of course, central synergy is Sacrifice to Sitar, also known as Mishka the Aberrant Eye. She lets you do lantern control shit to your opponent and to yourself. It's
awesome. I love
very
control.
It's very powerful. Sort of a very strong win con, but of course, to enable Sacrifice to Sitar, you have to be playing damage board wipes, thus Ignition Ritual, thus Meteor Volley.
How meaty, or
yeah. Reduced to Naught is a powerful piece of removal that basically only Hersey has ever been high on, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, it's a very solid control deck. I think it's going to do well. I think Mishka is a scary ass card. I think Mishka and fucking bias incoming, but I think Kyoro is one of the scariest threats to deal with in the entire format. So that also.
Well, it's extremely scary, but not many decks can enable it, so it doesn't see as much play as it should.
I wonder if we'll see a deck that enables it later.
I also love how Hersey's playing Thunderwave, which doesn't see any play these days because it's strictly worse than, or quote unquote strictly worse than Fire Erasure, except in this one specific scenario where you want to kill your own guys. Yep,
and you want them to die. Yeah. We've got Epid on sort of rating.
Right. Rating. Mishka Heart Attack. I'm gonna give it. I want to give it 5 chili peppers, but I don't want to watch the deck or watch the game, so I'm gonna only give it 3 chili peppers.
I want to be in the games.
I want to be in the games. I want to play against this. It's like so cool.
Do you really want to play against this?
I want to see what it's like. It's cool.
Sick.
Okay, so you play against it once, and then you're done, right? Because you don't want to play against it again.
No, I love playing against Lantern. I love playing against Prison. I love playing against Control.
Do you love playing against Turbo?
I love playing those decks. I love playing those decks.
I don't love playing against Turbo Fog. Well, that's not true. I actually really like Turbo Fog games when I have it out in my deck, because then it becomes this fun puzzle. I love if I have a Xanagan or two in my deck, then the Turbo Fog game suddenly becomes really fun, gripping, exhilarating. If I don't have anything that can repeatedly poke through the fogs or prevent damage prevention, then yeah, it's a miserable game.
Okay.
But
maybe
I don't know. I think Turbo Fog creates a lot of really sick fucking games.
Maybe I'm just biased because we commentated Turbo Fog for 4 games in the GP.
Well, because Hersey's very good at the game and also made Turbo Fog, which is a very powerful deck.
Wait, he's playing how many? What? I just noticed how many lands are in his deck.
Yeah, she's 44 is too many, I think, but maybe I'm wrong.
Really?
I don't play Control.
I mean, I don't know what the land ratios are supposed to be in 100 card decks.
35 is 36 is equivalent to 25 or 24. So this is equivalent to 30.
Yeah.
So half your deck is land. Oh yeah, I guess it is because 100 divided by.
A little over half your deck is lands, or a little under half your deck is lands. So this is
definitely a choice.
I mean, I think. With Gate of Realms, it's fine, question mark.
Okay, anyways, moving on. Or did we rate the decks already?
Yes, we did.
Okay, cool. So moving on. Epid is on Grixis Scam.
It's Villainy Scam. Villainy Scam is very powerful. I think the choices here are weird. I don't like the hand attack ratios at all.
Gal, does Wrestle Kiki know what Scam is?
If you don't, buy time plus all or nothing.
No, let the rest of Kiki try to figure it out for themselves.
Life total becomes 0 when until an opponent's next turn, you can't lose the game. Your opponents can't win the game, and you can't lead in life. Extra turn after this one, exile by time. And then, what was the other card?
All or nothing.
All or nothing.
All or nothing. Choose a number room. Not that many times to the top of your library, put in your hand. You lose life. So it's kind of like ad nauseum.
Yes.
Yes, it's ad nauseum if it happened all at once.
Yep,
and you get to play a time lock.
You win by doing Kagetsu and then Villainy and then casting a bunch of spells and your opponent dies.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
I find it unique how it's using the old buy time cards instead of Black Hole Musings.
I think it's because this deck in particular needs to empty. Or it's not. I don't think this deck in particular needs huge density for its kill. But in exchange for playing All or Nothing, which is a worse card independently, you get to have a higher overall card quality because you are playing fewer combo pieces.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It is
I
running
think there's
some random
there's some
one-ofs.
for Shanjin's command, but I don't think that's correct. IMO. Beyond that, though, the deck looks cool. Deck looks sick.
Yeah,
I love
it's
villainy
It's
scam.
really cool.
it's
I
old
like
school villainy. I mean, old school scam, and I guess old school villainy, right?
Also, Ivy's on the same deck as Scribble, so I guess the same ratings apply.
Yeah. So Mossable Epos.
Yep.
Hey,
Is
it's mono black. Oh, it's your version of mono black.
yes, it is.
Does that mean you're slightly higher on it?
Yeah. Well, no. I think I'm the same amount on it. If I'm being entirely unbiased, I think I'm just exactly the same on it. I think it's just a variant with different strengths and different weaknesses. I will say I'm higher on it in spice level because I'm deeply biased all the time. But yeah, I think it's exactly the same in terms of power level. It just has different matchups and different strengths because of plots that span realms.
I think it's a pretty cool deck. I'm playing it after all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, by the way,
realms.
I've been putting in all of these deck lists. Like
Thank you,
names.
Thank you very much. Huh. Maybe
Yeah, there's some log ones there, huh?
Maybe we shouldn't be copy pasting the deck names because they're not vetted.
We'll fix them.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways,
Here,
We'll
I
fix it
can
later.
with cards.
One of them was provided an alt name already, so I'll just
Okay. We've got Wizardiness, which is the modified deck, the 5-color modified deck. I think this is an unrefined build of a deck that will be fucking incredible. I think there are some cards in here that I disagree with, like Anomalion could be something else, Esmery could be something else. I have some suggestions for what else it could be, but I think it's a very powerful aggro deck. I think it plays similar to Counters or Merfolk at their heights. Yeah.
It's also playing 5 colors with the creature lands. I mean
Yep, I believe that was a decision inspired by the Ferocious deck, if I'm not wrong.
See, Resto Kiki, the mana base or the mana in this format is great because you can play this deck with all these random.
Yeah, and also play Operative Baby in the sideboard.
Operative Baby attacks are just 1/1 element. What the heck?
Don't you love being able to go from curve
blue into green red into white.
It's insane.
The problem is with this mana base is that sometimes you don't draw what you need and you feel extremely sad.
Or you just like take a lot of damage is the other issue. But you also get to play whatever you want forever. So I think that's worth it. Smile.
No, that's a downside because now you have to look through even more cards when trying to tune your deck.
Oh, I like that though, because I'm a sicko.
Oh my gosh.
We have Girl Husband, shout out, on sort of Endless Helpless. I believe the
purple deck, right?
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the deck, but it was like Dead Souls, right? Dead Souls.
Sure, I guess we're calling it that.
Well, it was Dragon's Eye Descendant and Endless Helpless Souls, DED Souls, Dead Souls. I think that Sink into the Floor is incredible. I think that this deck is very powerful. I think this deck does very powerful things.
It's a purple deck, so I'm obligated to give it 5 chili peppers.
Purple?
I am also obligated to give it 5 chili peppers, but for different reasons.
Yeah, so a purple deck is a deck made by Purple Murasaki.
Okay.
Who is sort of like Ricky's #1 arms dealer, I guess, besides myself.
Until recently, because Purple hasn't been dealing arms at all recently.
Yeah, but I have been sort of picking up the slack. That aside, I think this deck is extremely powerful. I think it does a lot of very fucked up things also. For example, Endless Helpless Souls, mill a creature, and then put mill a 3-drop like DD, put that 3-drop onto the battlefield with Mortal Benediction is gross. That's a gross thing to do.
Yeah. Endless Helpless Souls seems really good.
It is. I think people who are like, it's bad after the nerf are wrong as fuck. Smile.
I mean, it's good in very specific types of decks because, like, no, it's no longer good in decks that want to flood the board.
That's true. Yes, this is true. It's good in decks that give a shit about the graveyard, though, and this deck very certainly does.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it. I think as a purple deck, that sort of rockets it up to the. I feel like we're giving everything a 7.5, but I think that's because there's nothing broken right now.
Yeah, it's also because we're bad at judging power level. Like, you know how Pip rates decks way lower than we usually do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think everything's a 7.5 because we're afraid to rate things lower. But Pip is a no nonsense person who's not afraid to
I'm
hurt
not
feelings.
afraid. I'm not afraid to rate it lower per se. I just don't.
Yeah, I know. I don't know, but I can pretend that I know.
I don't know.
Anyway, we have Manganiello on the Macadonis Avatar of Plume de Vol deck. The
what?
sort of
Honest prime exemplar.
Avatar of Plume de Vol and Macadonis, which is not a combo per se, but it's gross.
What does it do?
Avatar Plume de Vol is doubling season on a 4-mana 4/4.
Okay.
And
what?
Macadonis is -2 to create sort of copies of things. This does a number of very silly things. To me, the absolute magical Christmas line scenario is Avatar of Plume de Vol, Leyron Alpha, Macadonis, that you make two Leyron Alphas, each of which make 4 wolves.
And then each of the wolves hits and gets 2 counters.
3 counters because you've made.
Wait, no.
Because if you have a Leyron Alpha and you've copied it, then you make you make about 1 million wolves in your opponent's Sweet Bro and Hella Dead. I think there's also like Cosmonaut Pioneer, which will make just immediately if you copy it, it'll make 4 3/3s.
Yeah, and also
it also doubles counters, which is relevant in some places. It's relevant with Scion of Flourishing, for example.
Yeah, there's a lot of synergies, and it's playing wildlife sketches in order to pod out your guys.
Yeah, it's sort of a very grindy creature deck, very powerful creature deck, but I'm not super high on it just because I think it's a little slow game 1, but I could be wrong.
It's too fair? Is that how you usually...
I don't think too fair is correct. I think it's just like, I don't know. I think it's just maybe it is not playing enough game 1 interaction. I could be wrong, of course, but I feel like
I feel like their creature suite is good interaction. They got removal on a body.
Also, the deck is playing Vivian now, which is not. I don't believe that was in Pip's original build, but seemed fine.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, you have 25 creatures, so you can actually flip creatures off Vivian.
And you have a number of dorks. You have 5 dorks, which is some of them.
The -3 is removal because you said you were low on removal.
Yeah, but that's a removal at a 5-drop.
That's fine.
Smile.
Dovan seems quite strong.
What card?
Dovan?
It's...
yes, Dovan's fine.
Yeah.
I don't play Dovan much because Dovan's type line is inconvenient.
Wait, what's inconvenient about Elf Shaman? Or Legendary?
Selective breeding, but also the Legendary. Okay, we've got Toastifarious Eternal on...
Okay, I'm going to rate the deck 5 chili peppers.
Yeah, I don't know how to rate it out of 10.
6.5 maybe? 7?
I'd say 6.5, yeah.
Maybe 6.5 is a bit low. Let's give it a 7.
Yeah, let's round it up to 7.
Let's just give everything either a 7 or a 7.5 because we're indecisive.
I think, we've got Sneak and Show, or we've got Eureka Tell rather.
Yay, Eureka Tell. Is there any changes? Oh, Terraformer's Globe. That's new.
Terraformer's Globe is new. It's a 1-drop, which the deck didn't really have. They're on 2 sinkhole, which is interesting. I don't know. This is the deck.
Terraformer's Globe's 1-drop you want here? I guess it...
No, I don't think so.
Well, no, technically it lets you play your off-color cheat targets if you go late enough.
Does, but I don't know. I feel like Terraformer's Globe is otherwise quite weak here compared to other cantrips. Could be wrong, of course, could be wrong. Yeah. I don't think we need to linger on that one too long.
Yeah.
No offense to Eureka Tail players, of course. The deck is cool. It's just like
It's a very tried and true deck. There's not much innovation going on currently.
Neon's on burn, but a weird variant of burn that makes me bring it from a 7.5 to like a 7. Because I don't think that Goddess's Whimsy is very good, and I also
Let
don't
me
think that you should be
see.
playing.
They let me
11
cook.
two-drop.
Jesse.
You should not be playing
Jesse.
11. You shouldn't be playing 15 2-drops in burn. I don't think. That is to me too many.
Unfortunately,
Maybe-
we don't get Neon in the chat right now in order to do their Breaking Bad impression.
Yeah.
But
I think playing Exhale in burn is interesting. I think playing Flame Colors Command in Prowess is just correct. I think playing Coal Lines in Prowess is just correct. Yeah, thumbs up.
I mean, Goddess's Whimsy. I guess Exo is enchantment for Goddess's Whimsy.
Goddess's Whimsy is this turn. You can't cast the cards next turn.
Well, yeah, but it's enchantment so you can keep going on with Goddess's Whimsy. Although 5
yes,
drop
if you
is,
have 1 million mana.
3 drop is a bit. They only have 15 lands.
I guess you do, no 15 lands and 4 Coal Lines, so
Right.
19. But I guess it's to go with Heartforged Savant. I get the idea in theory, but you're not on enough 1-drops to actually make that happen.
Right.
Yeah, that's all. Thumbs up though. It's burn.
It's leverage.
burn.
It's okay. Is it prowess or is it burn?
It's prowess, but it's burn.
It's prowess, but it's burn. So it's prowess burn.
Yes.
Cool.
Thumbs up.
7 chili pepper. Or I mean, rating it at 7 because it's burns and so it can do things even if it's not good.
It's burn. I don't like some parts of the build, so I wouldn't say it's like as high as I would put like a more tuned burn list / prowess list, but you know,
Yeah.
I think the curve is too high at the moment. Yeah, but it's prowess, so it'll be fine. You know.
Yeah.
Crewfix Control.
Cybercomber is on Crewfix Control, which is the deck they were playing for the last few GPs, and it's a deck that can actually make use of Indire Straits after the nerf.
Yep, and I don't know exactly how to evaluate it, if I'm honest.
It's solid. It does stuff, I think.
I mean, it's control, so like there is a baseline level of decent that a well-built control deck has, but I don't know if Crewfix is good.
Crewfix is a bit slow, yeah, but it also makes your flashback things cost less.
Yeah, I mean, it's powerful when you get to resolve it and to untap with it. And I guess you're on 4 rot to make sure you do that. I don't know.
What do you think, Resto Kiki? Are you following what's happening at all?
We'll say another solid 7. Yeah. I will say Death in Reverse is really strong. I think more people should be playing Death in Reverse. Thumbs up.
It's extremely mean.
Yep. And now we have my deck.
Ah, yes.
I'm sure a new player can look at this and take in a lot of information.
Hey,
Smile.
Resto Kiki, are you still here? Do you want to? Can you tell us what the deck does?
Makes mana.
Okay, what does it do after that?
Spends it to cast spells.
Yeah, spends it to cast spells. I agree. This is what it does.
I mean, I guess you're correct in that it doesn't spend mana to cast spells. Or no, it does cast spells, but it doesn't always spend mana to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This deck is, quote, on some Yu-Gi-Oh shit, unquote. Although I would maybe place it more akin to a buddy fight deck because I'm a contrarian and a Yugist.
Well, I mean, the previous builds of the deck used to be way more Yu-Gi-Oh before it got nerfed.
I
To
think
make it less Yu-Gi-Oh.
Kyoro adds a level of Yugism back to it.
Well,
It
doesn't let you branch though, right?
It very much does. I've been doing a lot of weird lines. Some highlights from recently have been Pensive Songwriter, copy selective breeding just to exile it for later so I can get another Pensive Songwriter to copy a Seer Flash. I've done so basically everything you can think of to do with Kyoro, like Kyoro getting back, Kyoro Rocket Admin to steal more creatures, Kyoro Ancestral Council to find more removal, to find more card advantage.
Actually, should we actually explain how the deck works to Resto Kiki? Because I'm pretty sure they're very confused right now.
Smile.
I think that'd be a bit too much, in explanation if you were trying to move along this process.
Yeah.
Here's what the deck does. You should read What Lurks Beyond, and then everything will make sense.
Yeah, I see. It's like It's kind of like Birthing Pod, but
100 cards tall. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Um,
Okay.
it's like Birthing Pod, except it's Birthing Pod, or it's Birthing Pod, except you're playing a bunch of creatures that untap your Birthing Pod, and Birthing Pod is free.
So Birthing Pod.
Yeah. So Birthing Pod.
Well, no, it's like that creature that Birthing Pods taps
It's
a
also
Birthing
like
Pod.
if you had a. It's also like if Birthing Pod got to play, I don't know, a 2-mana creature that is also a toolbox of its own kind.
Yeah, so it's a it's a toolbox pseudo combo deck that has a fair and a strong fair backup plan.
It's not a combo deck. Although I think the most unfair thing this build in particular does is either like sometimes you do get people with the turn 3 or the turn 4 Warbringer Titan. That is sometimes something you do.
That's why I said pseudo combo.
Yeah, but
Because
I think
I have lingo in my head that exists nowhere else.
no, fair enough. I
You
think
also
the most unfair thing you do is with Imperial Siege. Sometimes you just Imperial Siege people and then they die.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm
lands
doing
is
too.
used.
I'm doing that too, kind of. Not as good as you're doing, but I'm doing that.
Sometimes they die of no land-itis.
No, and I guess.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I really appreciate
you
that you're playing this deck and trying to keep the 8-sack tradition alive, because I've kind of given up on 8-sack after all the nerfs.
I don't know. I think I was
Or-
I was gonna play Ferocious this GP, and then I played this in League, and I'm like, oh god, if I like get a top cut with this, it would be
Yeah,
hilarious.
it'd be absolutely amazing.
And also, it like has way better top decks than Ferocious against Control IMO, because sometimes you top deck a Kyoro and they're out, and then you die, then you kill them.
Yeah.
And also, I think Kyoro is a really broken card.
So can you tell us about what Kyra, or the broken stuff that Kyra has done so far for you?
I mean, the most broken thing it does most commonly is get back Ancestral Council. Like it free cast Ancestral Council, and then you can get a selective breeding, and then free cast, or you can get a What Lurks Beyond, and then later free cast the What Lurks Beyond with the Kyoro.
Yeah, it just lets you keep going.
One of the grossest things I've done with this deck is I remember one game. Sorry to whoever I played this game against. I what I did was I went Imperial Siege, and then Meteor Harbinger, and then Scarlet Mist on Meteor Harbinger. It was just like, wow, you were both flooded and screwed, and I feel horrendous. Sorry, thumbs up.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, 5 Chili Peppers, because this deck is absolutely amazing. It's no longer a Ricky deck because it has Fireweaver in it, and I find like Fireweaver is just, it's like
Fireweaver adds a lot to your branching ability, I will say. I think specifically because of Scarlet Mist, as well as Ghoulish Unearthing. Those are the two strongest new Fireweaver additions.
Yeah. How does the mana work? Or how good is the mana?
It does. It works. I didn't think about it too hard, and it started working. So.
Huh. I wonder if you can do the same for Resto Kiki.
Yeah, do that for me. Do that for me.
Just like don't try too hard, and then the mana base naturally works out.
I willed it into existence, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. The heart of the cards. You're playing a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, so of course the heart of the cards gives you perfect mana every time.
Yes, of course. I do always draw the invocation. This is a joke for Yu-Gi-Oh fans in the audience. Hi, Doc.
Okay.
But
yeah, that's enough about your deck. 7, I guess.
I'll say that's fair. I'd agree. Arist, I'd say 7 or 7.5. I'd argue, because you have 2 separate toolboxes, which makes you very good at having tools.
You just have to find the right way to use them.
Yeah, you just have to know. I don't know why I'm realizing I beat people mostly by outbuilding them, but I'm playing a deck that requires me to constantly play perfectly. Oh well, smile.
Well, no, it doesn't require you to play perfectly, or compared to the previous builds of 8-sack at least, because...
Well, no, because frequently there are extra lines that come from potting into Fireweaver and then casting the Fireweaver
Oh yeah, right,
spell.
potting to Fireweaver. Yeah, that's why that raises the complexity a lot more.
And you know what else raises the complexity more? Potting into Fireweaver when Fireweaver can also blink cards or return anything from your graveyard to the back. There's so much going on in this deck that I frequently find myself taking 5-minute turns, 10-minute turns, and I feel so bad for it the whole time. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm taking game actions, but I'm just so many of them, and so many of them require thinking.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah, it it basically gets the complexity back up to when it had back in the pack, which was the card that allowed it to have extenders. Or like, I guess in Yu-Gi-Oh terms, it's an extender, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Fireweaver is an extender for this deck.
This deck, yeah, Fireweaver and Kyoro are the deck's newest sort of extenders.
Anyways, yeah, let's move on.
We have Arista Scraps again, but a better built version of it, so I'm going to give it a 7.
Wow.
Yeah, sure. It is better built though, so.
Plasma Enforcer is a good card. Wait, was the last build not on Chandler? Am I going fucking batty?
I don't think it was. I don't remember seeing that card.
Okay, no, there should have been Chandler in that
Okay,
deck.
can you
Wow.
like reduce the rating one more?
I'm gonna go down to a 5 instead of a 5.5. Sorry, folks. I am being serious, unfortunately.
This card seems really good. Like if it was a real card, it would be a lot of play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Chandler of the Veil is insane. I think that card is incredible. I think Plasma Enforcer is very good in this archetype. I think playing Desperate Android is correct. Yeah, just a better built version of it of the archetype. Sorry.
I'll give it 2 Chili Peppers. I don't really like watching Aristocrats decks play.
Aristocrats.
We have another Mono White Pools deck.
Ooh, probably the best deck in the format.
I don't agree with that assessment, but like whatever.
Okay, so this deck is playing some different cards though.
It's on 4 Toddy, which is too many.
Hey, look, maybe they really hate your deck.
Yeah, maybe they want to beat me specifically.
Well, actually, no, Toddy doesn't even beat 8-Sack that reliably. At least the Dreamside version when I played it, because...
I mean, I can kill it with Fireweaver.
Yeah, like you have a pretty decent fair plan to beat Toddy.
Yeah.
And then once you kill Toddy, then you do your unfair stuff.
Yep. I think 4 Toddy is too many when you're already on 12 other 3-drops. You're on 3. You are on 4 War Color, 4 Helena, and then 4 Overseer. So you're on 12 other 3-drops, and now you're on 16. That is too many.
And also, you play creatures.
You also do play creatures, but whatever. I think the tokens mode of Toddy is much weaker now. I don't know.
Oh.
I think 4 is too many. Smile. It's time for ramp. Ricky, you want to take the floor?
All right, I should probably rate the previous. Let me just copy Mono White Pools down.
I put a 7 because I think 12 3-drops is too many instead of a 7.5. And
So
you're gonna choke on 3-drops a lot.
Yeah, my list is better.
16 3-drops is too many, I should say.
Well, actually, I'm not even playing 16 3-drops. Okay.
Yeah,
and
no, you're not.
I want to get down 3-drops on turn 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had a lot of trouble deciding what deck to play for this GP because there was no obvious Ricky decks. All of the latest Ricky deck, which was 4-color Ag Ramp, got nerfed and it's no longer felt good to play. So I've decided to go back to Ramp because 5-color Ferocious loses way too hard to control for me to be comfortable playing in a GP. But so the reason I'm running Teamer Ramp instead of Blue-Green Ramp is because I did not feel like losing to tokens, or it's because I played against a deck that had Slapfield Workgate, so it's like the Abs and Enchantment deck with Blue-Green Ramp in League, and then I realized that, God, losing to chump blockers is really annoying. It feels really bad. I don't want to lose like that. It also makes for horrible content. So yeah, I'm playing in Time of Tributes so that I don't lose those decks.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Notable new techs include main deck stand.
Well, it's not completely new. Previous versions, or one of the old Blue-Green Ramps did play, Blue-Green Ramp decks did play main deck stand because sometimes you just die to chip damage, so you do need some way to survive that.
I also think Ray's Cultivator is new tech.
Yeah, so basically, I just like stuck in Ray's Cultivator as a filler slot because I was planning to tune the deck later on, but then I came home late, so by the time I got home, the submission deadline was already over, so I guess I have to stick with Ray's Cultivator now.
We'll see how it turns out.
It's like Pale Scatter. It's like a really, really bad version of Pale Scatter. But Pale Scatter is one of the best cards in the deck, so maybe it's like maybe a really bad version of the best card in the deck still is a playable card.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do need to talk about a little Blink deck because are a lot of layers here. I'll
Oh
give the-
no.
So I
Wait, you
don't
did,
think this
yeah,
deck. I'm gonna
what are you gonna rate my deck?
7.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Uh,
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go back to our Little Blank deck.
Okay, I'm going to preface this by saying I don't think this is a good version of this deck. I think this is too slow for a Ponza deck. I think you need to be faster. But I want to point out a lot of the funniest interactions here, if anyone's all right with that.
Sure.
So you have Stolen Cash, you have Men in Reclamation, and you have Reigns of Influence, all of which steal things until end of turn, specifically lands. And then you have Sundial of the Infinite. Artie, Sundial of the Infinite, Artie, Magmatic Cache, Thrasios, or Sundial of the Infinite, Magmatic Cache, and Artie, all of which in some way get rid of the lands that you have.
Hey, can I make a column for myself real quick?
Sure.
Go ahead.
How many chili peppers can we put down? Is
There's
it
technically no
5.
limit. Like you can copy
There's
paste any
technically
number.
no limit, but you should probably put 5 as the
okay? My work here is done.
That's true. That's fair.
Well,
I agree with you. But I agree with you emotionally. But I think this deck is like not good.
We're rating based on coolness, right? Not
Yeah, spiciness. How much you want to see the deck?
I'll put
flavor.
this many.
Well, excuse me. What?
Dang it, no.
Sure.
I'm rating it. No. I think 3.5.
Hold on. Okay, how does this win the game?
Men in Reclamation, and that's and Artie Ultimate, and that's it.
Your opponent concedes. That's how you win.
You win the game by -6ing Artie to make a bunch of 3/3s.
I mean, if your opponent can't do anything, then there's nothing stopping you from ultimating Artie.
I think this deck is a 3.5.
Okay, there is a Monument of Queens win con in theory.
Dungeons and Dragons 3.5.
I think this is very much like 3.5 because you spend a lot of time doing nothing and then somebody dies.
Fuck you. You do not sit around and spend a lot of time doing nothing in 3.5. What you do instead is you fiddle with 90 different things, getting 4 different instances of a +1.
I consider that nothing in many ways.
I'm gonna blow my brains out on live television.
No. Shout out to the 3.5 players in the world.
So if your opponent plays an
They can make
enchantment,
go
you
off free.
lose.
What? Wait. How does how is Primary Resurgence worded again? When
Primal Resurgence?
Whenever enchanted land is half your mana, it's controlled. Oh crap. So if I Primary Resurgence by land on turn 1, they can turn 2, steal it, and then immediately untap it and get 2 mana, and then play
that's
it.
hilarious.
And then play
sack
Artie,
it.
or yeah, and then sack it.
I think you'll still beat this deck because it doesn't do anything.
It's gonna blow up my Primary Resurgence lands. That's
it. And then do what?
No, surely this is going to destroy all 26 of your lands from your deck, one at a time.
Here's how Bernie can still win.
After destroying all 26 lands, you slide out of the infinite, so you end your turn before you take your draw step, so you don't mill yourself out.
Wait.
Oh my
well,
God.
look.
See,
Strong.
Actually,
I think
okay, yeah.
I think this deck is really funny. I don't think that I think you can really tell that it's last minute, you know?
I think 3-5 is my projected win rate for this deck. in
Oh,
a
God,
sort of a 10-round situation.
It's playing Tenacious Guide in the sideboard. So
Oh,
I think we know
don't do
who.
that.
Yeah.
You know what it might be. Maybe they're just banking on the idea of them doing something really mean and someone conceding immediately after. Just
Oh,
out of fear.
Yeah.
I see.
The
So
arena player win con, yeah.
Yeah.
I see. So it's
Yeah,
trying
they're
to
playing
fetch.
like they're on arena.
It's trying to fetch wins against tilters.
Yeah.
Also,
Unfortunately, I know too much about this deck to tilt against it, and I know that it's like
I'm
unless
gonna
like
make it a
unless
3. I don't think it gets 3.25.
I think 3.25 is generous because it does have a win condition. Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm making too many excuses.
Like 0 cannot win in the game, and this is like slightly above that.
Well,
in theory.
yeah. Sorry, a little blank. This is gonna create miserable games where you don't win.
actually, you know
Like,
what's
what
good?
happens if you don't play lands? How long will it take to win?
Uh,
They have monument
I don't
coins.
know. I don't know.
So they can just swing
Okay.
over, I don't know, 5 turns or something.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
I love the world made anew in the sideboard. You're playing a sideboard tutor in your sideboards just so you can use up more of your sideboard slots so that in case you want to sideboard in your sideboard card.
Putting the wish in your sideboard and then using the rest of your sideboard on your wish board.
I hear you like to wish board, so added more wish into your board.
Oh god, that's just that is some extensive like multi-layer brain shit.
So
anyway,
no, what we don't understand is that this deck is completely centered around mind games. Like,
you gotta be
no,
big brain. You gotta be
like-
big brain.
the person playing this deck is going to sit there with their fingers perpetually steepled, and even as they're on like 1 life and they have no board and they've got a, entire like board full of enemy creatures, they're just going to like steeple their fingers together and say, "Tish, just as planned."
also, I think they're being like, I think there's another funny issue with this deck before we move on. I think this one's allowed to take up this much time.
Yeah.
Is look at the mana base.
Huh. I mean, it's not horrid.
No, there's only 3 fetch lands.
Oh.
Only 3?
And then you look at the rest of the mana base, and it's all fetch
There's
tokens.
5 fetch lands.
Are there?
Oh,
There's
no,
3
Timber
Mysterious
Rain.
Cataract and
Four Timber Rain.
okay, so 7. Sorry.
Seven.
Okay, but still.
Okay. You're on
That's an
4
argument.
Shifting Blade.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Let them cook.
Oh, dear.
I also feel responsible for this, by the way, because I posted offhandedly like, "Oh, I think they're busted interactions with stolen cash," and somebody's like, "Oh, I'll build that," and then they did this, and I was like, "Well, I was gonna build a deck that could end games at some point, but this also works."
I feel like World Made Anew is better than half their sack target's main board. I mean, sack
I
enabler's main board.
Agree with that. I think that's true.
Which makes even less sense that it's in the sideboard. Like, what you bring
Well,
in
yes.
against literally every single deck?
Well, you take out some of your other bad cards and you bring in this better card. That's
Yeah.
why it's in the sideboard. Smile.
Yeah, I see. So you're trying to hype up your opponent, or like so.
You're trying to like hide your power level game war.
Yeah.
You fool! You know not of what they're cooking.
Anyway, we've got another whack ass list. We've got Fireweaver Affinity. We've got Fireweaver robots featuring everything in the world.
Huh.
Not to be mean, I think this deck is not very well constructed. As a version of this idea, I think there is a version of Fireweaver robots that can exist. I don't think it'll be great, but I think it can exist.
Oh, wait. Is this what I think it is?
What?
Oh, no, it's not. Never.
And
There's a really scary robots deck, but this is not it.
for example, Cradle of War does not have enough targets in this deck. Pidge should probably be at 4 because it's your combo piece. Crossing the Fog is a weird choice here. I think Core Charge is win more in the main deck. I think you can probably play your Core Charge on the sideboard.
How does mana work out?
They're also only on 28 lands.
Wait,
With,
it's a 100-card deck?
yes, a 100 card deck with 28 lands.
Are you adding the rail lines?
Damn.
Oh,
Oh,
are they real? They're okay. So okay, never mind. False alarm slightly. They're
It's
on
kind of constructed like a
33.
kind of shitty commander deck.
that.
Like, I don't want to be mean,
I
but
wasn't gonna say I don't want to be mean, and then you smite them with a beam from God.
they have 4 copies of Veteran Life Forger.
I don't want to be mean, but mods kill this guy.
I did not say that.
Look, sometimes you need to find filler, right? And sometimes you just need 1-drop, so you just play your artifacts on the Battle Line because you have no better
Anyway.
options.
Yeah, I don't think this deck is very funny to discuss. I think if you want to look at the Fireweaver board, though, there is a sort of Note that the only non-Fireweaver board cards are Ethereum Abrogator, which I assume is in here just to hose me in particular, and Hold Steady Engine, which I guess is also here just to hose me in particular.
I mean, also Spell Pierce, which I don't think you can hold up on turn 1 because your mana is horrible.
Yeah, the meta's not very good here. Sorry, folks.
See, this is just like a hard mole to 3 lands, I think.
Well, okay.
Okay.
We've got Script Kitty Control featuring Commanding Princess.
Styles and I talked about this deck. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
That it cycles pretty fast with cards like Sea Cash, which can let you draw way more if you have Spirit Scripts in your graveyard. And then you just grab Unseizing Flames and burn them out with that. Otherwise, you just play some sort of like pseudo version of Turbo Fog or Spell Fog, where you just like refuse to let your opponent resolve a spell through Diffuse and Portal Fracture and Cane Dancer and recurring all that with Princess.
That's just called Drago. That's not fogging.
Yeah, you're just playing a Drago control deck. I think it's good. I think Script Kitty with Princess is a good deck. It's been proven.
But why is it called Space Princess?
Because of Thunder Road. Because of Thunder Road and
Commanding Princess.
Commanding Princess.
Where does the space come from?
Thunder Road is from Love Song, which is a space set.
Okay, fine. They're not playing the good. They're not using the good Thunder Road's art.
We have Theocracy Combo. This deck is good. It has some issues with Clunk. Has some issues with Clunk for sure. It also has some issues with sometimes they point a removal spell at your Steward of Empire's Cradle and you cry big tears. I think it's a 7.
I think it's bad only because they went 1 and 5 or something in a TUC, and I'm still mad at them for it.
Well,
no,
I don't have any personal issues here. So
I got destroyed by this deck in TUC because my ramp deck has no answers to this thing.
Yeah, this deck is good. That's it. We've got Shadow Scam, the other variant of Scam, one of the other variants of Scam. I think this deck's incredible. I think this deck is incredible. I think Conspiracy of Ravens is wrong. I think Conspiracy of Ravens should for sure be exposed. We have open deck lists, but beyond that, I think this deck is great. I'm going to give this a 7.5.
Oh, Stolen Secrets.
Did this deck always play Seek Prophecy?
It did not. Seek Prophecy, Stolen Secrets, and Conspiracy of Ravens are kind of bad cards to play in the shell, but whatever.
Ominous Discovery as well for 9 creatures.
I mean,
I would prefer Expose and Valdez over Stolen Secrets and Conspiracy of Ravens, if I'm honest. Or even Pay Up, Expose, or Valdez. Some combination of 4 of 2 of those. I would probably say maybe 4 Pay Up, 4 Expose, or 4 Expose, 4 Valdez, or 4
I've actually found Expose to be a little weaker than expected, even with open deck lists.
I don't necessarily agree, because in this deck, all you're trying to take is answers, usually.
For me, it's like Pay Up late game, right? You're guaranteed to hit a card.
Oh, shit.
And same with Valdez if they have a non-land card in hand. But if it's like Expose and they have low cards in hand, you don't know what color it is if they're running multi.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But I still think Expose is an incredible card in open deck lists. Beyond that, thumbs up.
Yeah, full deck, 5 chili peppers.
We've got
Gateways.
We've got Mono Black again. We already rated this
Yay.
one. It's almost exactly the same list, but featuring Enopraxia's Endeavor.
What does that card do? Because I've never seen it before.
Not much.
So
Target non-Gorgon creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn, or return target creature or planeswalker cards from your graveyard to your hand, or exile target creature or exile target player's graveyard. I don't think any of these modes are very good.
So for this thing, what happened was Gateways asked me 5 hours ago to send him a deck list, and I sent him this deck list, and he put it directly in. The Yuri is new though, but yes.
Oh right, Gateways playing. Wait, what?
Is that how it's pronounced? Is Yuri pronounced Yuri?
No, it's Yuri. I said it wrong.
I was about to say that's so. Way more on Styles is like weird Yuri train.
They cut my
that's Yuri.
They cut my sideboard small luxuries as well.
Why are they playing Re?
Because they designed it.
Comedic value?
Oh no, wait, no. This is Gateways. This isn't.
Yeah.
Comedic value. It's just comedic value here.
Are they trying to?
Okay.
Are they trying to do the same thing to Fox? What's it called again?
Okay,
Fox
they're
of the Orange Orchard.
trying to Fox of the Orange Orchard for sure.
Anopraxia is okay-ish.
I would disagree. I think this card's bad.
It's like Memento Mori. If Memento
It's like
Mori,
No,
Mori, but like
no, it's not.
it can't kill a thing, but it can also grab something from the graveyard, which is okay.
No,
The gate forward life is pretty nice though.
if you have extra mana, you get to use your Memento Mori to kill a thing and exile the graveyard.
Yeah.
And we have burn. Just burn. It's just burn.
Really?
Augur's
come
on board.
up.
Hey, Resto
It's
Kiki,
got,
do you have any thoughts about this
Altazan in
deck?
it.
Is Resto Kiki still? Yeah. Do you have any thoughts about this deck, Resto Kiki? All right, let's just.
We've already talked about Makedona sketches. This is exactly the same deck. I think they run 2 Asalia instead of 1.
Oh.
I think that's the only difference.
What's did we just skip Infinity Chef?
Did we? Oops, did I scroll too fast?
Yeah,
I
apparently.
did. Oops. Oh, it's this deck. It's the Mabel Garth deck, but it's cut Garth, so it's just a Mabel deck.
It's 5-color control.
It's 5-color control.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh,
I'd
it's
say-
this one. It's 5C Invocation.
I'd say it's 7. Not bad. I think it has a problem with running out because it's lower on card advantage than I believe it should be. I think you've got Archeray and Delve, and that's it mostly.
End of all things.
I mean, I guess you've got Arlratha as a one of.
The added chroma.
What? I mean, it technically does do stuff.
Oh yeah, because you never intend to cast a spell during your own turn. It's very funny.
We've already talked about Resto Kiki's rug tempo.
Well,
We've got.
Yes.
Hey, Resto Kiki, what do you think about Augur's deck?
I would actually rate this deck. I would.
That's the deck I just lost to.
Yeah.
So, it's good. I'm just mad about my own deck. It's not their fault.
I don't.
My base is better.
I don't think you should be playing Arpeggian Champion or Rushwater Raider in rug tempo. I could be wrong.
Like, Arpeggian Champion, we've seen it perform. Like, it's one of the strongest tempo threats in the format.
Yeah, I don't think it's good in this particular tempo deck, and I also don't think Rushwater is.
I'm surprised there's no Getaway Rider.
I think Imperial Siege probably also isn't that great here.
Wait, is this
if I were to guess.
is this the
4 main deck.
is this the land destruction deck that they were talking about in chat?
Can't be, right?
No, I think
No,
it is
it's-
because it's 8 siege because they have 4 breach and 4 imperial siege. That's a deck that they were
Yeah.
talking about.
Well, I don't think this is that strong. I think it's fine because it's a solid tempo deck. I just
Feels
think
like you're cooking a little bit.
I think there's
Yeah.
I think there's just some like a lot of weird incongruities. Like Arpeggian Champion with 15 creatures feels weird.
Yeah, you could probably
Similarly,
Void Flare instead of Scorch.
20 lands with Arpeggian Champion and no smoothing is
How are they on fetch lands?
6.
They're not even
7,
playing Wayfarer Shrine. Okay,
8.
yeah, that's with mana base is not built for Arpeggian Champ.
And mana base is not built for Arpeggian Champ, and Rushwater Raider isn't very good here. I don't know. I think to me this is a 6 or a 5.5.
Yeah, we'll see how I do, but
There's some
yeah,
all
I
black
agree.
mid-range.
I'd say 5.5. Yeah.
We'll say 5.7 because 7 has been the most recurring number, and I think it'd be funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We've got
All be 7s.
robots, but it's smaller. I think this deck is much better than robots when it's bigger. I think Core Charge is. Wait, what the fuck? They're slightly below the threshold of how.
Oh,
many
why
lands
guys?
you're
Why
allowed
didn't
to
you guys
play.
rate Gateway 7s?
Did we not? Oh,
Yeah.
it's mono black. We've already done this.
It's mono
Void
black.
changed their score to 7
Um,
since it's Gateway 7.
I do want to say, did you? I mean, did you read the deck name at least?
I don't want to. Thank you.
You can read it if
Smile.
you want. You can read it out loud for us.
Read it out for the chat.
Okay. So the list's name is, of course, to clear my throat for this. Sorry, I'm scrolling and it's not cooperating. Because it was a. What the fuck? Why does it keep running away?
Just look at my stream. Wait, no, you're not looking at my stream. Okay, I can just copy paste it into chat and you can read it out loud.
Please do, because I had it printed, you know.
You had it printed?
You have it printed out on a piece of paper in front of you.
And then I ate the paper because I got hungry.
Understandable.
Delicious.
All
My
right,
favorite meal.
I mean, you know, it's extra fiber, it's lots. Anyways, sticking out your Yuri for the J-Jun. You're so Nyomo Wang. You're so Bludgeon Pop. I just want to be your Valdez. Freaking come here, give me your Auric.
I
And then I'm
Maybe
just
it's
over here
Auric.
being normal.
I think it's Auric now that I'm thinking about it.
It's Auric.
I do like how there's now a non-canon called named Yuri, card named Yuri. I insist, of course, that Yuri, Master of the Review, is pronounced that way because he's a kraut. Oh fuck! I forgot that's like not a cool thing to say. Sorry.
I do
What
not
the
get it.
fuck?
It's a thing people say about Germans.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a yeah.
Sorry.
Please don't.
I have a good friend named Felix, who's German, and
I think it's just.
But that-
Let's keep going.
okay. Let's keep. Yeah.
Ignore me.
I'm gonna go.
I'm sorry.
Okay, CD Newland's deck. Is Veteran Lightforger good? I'm a little
No.
confused.
No, it's not.
It's a curve filler.
I don't think it's a curve filler we need to play anymore, though, because the archetype has gotten enough tools to move past it.
Okay, but what
I also
other
don't
one
think they
drop
should
do
be
you
on
play?
Terraformer's Globe. You're on Isaac Dragoon, you're on self-replication. That is, to me, enough. If you want, you can play 1 or 2 Veteran Lightforger. Beyond that, this is robots, but smaller. Better than robots when it's big.
Robots want to be small.
Because
Guiding light
100
in
cards
the
is a
sideboard.
lot of them. 100 cards is a lot of them.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to Chump Pack. Who's?
Soul Sisters?
Oh God.
It's clerics. It's clerics.
Or is it Clerics?
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah,
Soul
it's
Sisters.
clerics.
It's clerics.
Look at Ferratia's Anointed and others. It's clerics.
It's also
I mean,
playing
it's-
Light Within Shadow, which is surprisingly good.
That card's hilarious.
Yeah.
This deck is really good. This deck is really, really good at just sort of getting you there, getting you to 0 life in your life total.
Isn't that what
At
all
some-
decks do, though?
Yes, but I'm saying this one's very good at like sort of incidentally. Oops, I didn't quite exactly realize it, but I'm now at 5 and now I'm at 0. You know?
Yeah, I get what you mean. This is also what I'm gonna lose to as ramp
Twilight,
because I
right.
have no way to beat this as ramp.
Go faster. Thumbs up.
Wow. It's just small dudes, and then like you keep playing them. Summer River Barrier is a new card to the archetype, and I think it's pretty strong.
Yep, agree.
Yeah, the black white clerics. Wait,
We
Yeah.
have
Blocks the board clear.
mirror plate combo, which is I don't know if you've clocked what this deck does, but I think it's fucking hilarious.
It's hilarious.
holy crap! It's playing
um,
Voidbringer now.
So what this deck does is
Abrupt
basically-
duplication is mono blue ramp.
yes, abrupt duplication or shifting terrain or pull the strings or of course stolen cache or burning sulfur are all really broken things to do with mirror plate exemplar. My issue is mostly that this deck is going to be very bad at sticking mirror plate exemplar and like keeping it alive.
Just stick mirror plate exemplar. It's that easy.
Just
do
don't
it.
get it removed, Smile.
Yeah.
But if you don't get it removed, then you win the game. So
Wait,
that's fun.
Burning Sulfur only targets opponents, right?
Yes, but it targets every opponent land.
Is that a problem?
Well, you draw like a billion
Oh,
cards.
but
You
it doesn't
draw-
give you mana,
You draw
right?
a card for every land your opponent controls. No, it
does
doesn't.
not give you mana.
But it is a draw engine, and it. I think one of the ways this deck wins, besides Voidbringer, is just like stolen cache, stealing all of your opponent's lands, and then you can't get rid of them with it. So I guess burning sulfur away all of your opponent's lands and hope they have less than 4 times the amount of lands they have in basics.
Which is every deck, so yeah, you can't Armageddon people with this thing.
I think this deck is just going to have a really hard time finding mirror plate. Also, 24 lands is too many. That's it.
It's a pretty funny thing. Like when you get burning sulfur, it might be in your best like bet to not grab basic lands.
Well, yeah, because then they can't stolen cache or burning sulfur. But then you also lose the game when
Small worries.
because then you've been Armageddoned for 2 mana.
What are they gonna do? Like
It's actually
That's
5.
Joker's-
wars?
No, it's 5 mana
That's Joker's
because
special trick.
it's 5 mana because they played Mirror Plate Exemplar first.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Yeah, I guess you can technically, if you have a Chromeleon draw, you can go off the same turn. But I think this deck is cool and sick, and I hope it's good. But I think you're gonna have a hard time finding Mirror Plate, and you're gonna have a hard time sticking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, checks out.
All right, moving on. CTF
We've
side.
got CFT Sock, so that's a 9 at least. Smile, but yeah, the deck. This is another CFT Sock deck, which means it's
What?
inscrutable. I believe
Anti-magic main board?
yeah, Anti-Magic's really good if you're in top color.
I mean, they're also playing like they can't play it because their mana somehow works out.
Yeah, of course,
Sure,
because that CFT Sock is like a mana wizard. But like, I believe the deck here is, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's Power Cell Cultivator mid range.
Huh?
Oh no, wait, there's Fulfilled Twisted Dreams. It's definitely not.
There's a combo in there somewhere.
What the fuck is the combo? So I guess the combo is Fulfilled Twisted Dreams and Archaeological Experience, and then eventually you
Huh?
Oh, okay. Shared Reminiscence is the missing piece. So you just make a billion mana, and then you start shared reminiscing back things, and you win the game.
Wait, so you fulfill Twisted Dreams, share Reminiscence, your fulfill Twisted Dreams?
And another spell, and then I guess find it somehow.
And
With
grab
Tally's
the share
Council.
Reminiscence.
Oh, you find. Oh, right. Tully's Council is the missing piece. Duh. So you fulfill Twisted Dreams and Tully's Council with shared reminiscence, and you can loop that forever. Ideally, make infinite mana, and then you can Tully's Council the last one to find something else.
That's not mana. Is that mana positive? Fulfill Twisted Dreams and Tully's Council?
It is if you have Power Cell Cultivator. Because Power Cell Cultivator Fulfill Twisted Dreams is all permanents, not just non-lands. So it's all your artifacts and all your lands tap for mana, which means ideally you're going to have enough mana to make this mana positive.
So you do fulfill Twisted Dreams, then you
Tully's
Tully's Council for shared reminiscence.
Yep. So you just have to be making 6 mana every time.
No.
Or 7. 6 or 7. I don't remember. I'm bad at math. But yeah, this is a combo deck where you do Power Cell Cultivator and then you Tully's Council back, or you do Tully's Council and Shared Reminiscence over and over, and it's eventually make 1 bazillion mana and then kill your opponent by looping Thunder Road forever.
I see.
I don't know how to evaluate how good this is.
It probably is great.
I'm gonna say like
7.5.
I'm just gonna write CFT Sock in the box.
5 chili peppers. 5 chili peppers.
Yeah, 5 chili peppers, and in the box I write CFT Sock because I
tested this before.
I assume so.
I think I ran into it in League.
I wouldn't know because this deck is very hard to.
How did it go?
Let me try to remember what happened. I was playing the Ferocious deck, I think. No. I was playing the Land Destruction deck, and I killed them because I blew up all their lands. Okay, so what happened was like game 1, they turn 1 played, or I was on the play. They turn 1 played a tapped fetch land. I blew it up with Imperial Siege, and then they just never recovered from that. And then in game 2 I lost, and then game 3 I blew up their land again, and I drew 2 Sandings and blew up both their mana produced, both blew up 2 basics, and then they were mana screwed for the entire game. So yeah, I mean it's beatable if you get the correct draws and you blow up all their lands.
Well, that's really good applicable advice.
So that means that the land stealing deck is going to have good matchup against this thing because it blows up all their lands.
Wait, so what happens if you counter shared reminiscence?
Smile.
They have
Smile
3
and
anti-magic.
They have counter magic, but yeah, there are problems with it. That I can see.
Well, last time there was CSoft came with the deck, he got second in the GP.
Well, yeah, because CFT Sock is like very, very almost objectively the strongest player here. Like, not almost objective. For context, CFT Sock is a fucking actual Pro Tour player. Just straight up.
And the rest of us are just random college students.
Yep.
I mean, winning a GP is equivalent to winning a Friday Night Magic.
Yes, but yes. Well, I don't necessarily exactly agree with that association, but like, yeah, a roundabout in terms of population for like a large FNM. But I also think CFT Sock is just genuinely the strongest player here.
You have
and-
Augury in the sideboard. What's going on?
Oh, Tea of Augury is a card that I feel like people have maybe been underrating.
Exile a card from your hand or graveyard that doesn't. Wait, that's actually really what?
Yeah, no, this card's strong.
Huh?
Yeah. And also last we have mono black, but with some weird ones.
Mind
Notably-
Prior.
Yeah, Mind Prior, the Cackler.
Doggy Aeson instead of a Cecilius.
I think that's very wrong.
What's that card do again? I haven't seen it before.
Nothing. +1, you can cast a creature from your graveyard for 2 less.
Yeah, but what will get the cost reduction in your graveyard?
I mean, well, here's the thing.
You have no
Cecilus
cards.
-2
What
is
does it do?
just better, I think. Soggy -2, each player discards a card, and whoever discarded a creature makes a 2/1.
You create 2
Oh, you created 2/1 for each person who discards a creature, and
The Soggy +1 doesn't work.
it.
It lets you recast Valdez.
Well, here's the thing.
So you
is
could
that
get a
it's just
2 mana
worse.
2/3.
It's worse than Cecilus, is my thought. And so
Surge of Darkness.
you probably shouldn't be playing it in terms of instead of Cecilus, but it's still mono black. It'll still be fine.
So
And
yeah, Surge.
Avthara's Command. Let him cook.
What?
I mean, sure.
I think
People have played worse stuff in.
And a Dark Bargain. Oh, Exposes.
Yeah, they're fine
instead
playing
of-
exposes, but I think this is actually the wrong deck to play expose in, right?
Why is that?
Because I think you want to be able to discard their last card.
That's probably true.
That makes sense.
Anyway, this has been the Decklist stream.
Yay.
Smiles.
I'm gonna
Would
go
you-
test CFT
Would you be
Sock's
able
deck
to play after?
Yeah, sure.
in League.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for coming, guys. And I'm just gonna rate the last deck a 1 because it's mono black but bad.
It's not. I rated it a 7. It's what? Oh, spice. Okay.
Actually, no. I'll give it
Well-
2 chili peppers because it's still mono black.
It's mono black, and I'll give it 3 because I like Mind Prior. I like the Cackler. I think that card's bad, but I like the Cackler. All right,
All right.
everybody.
Yay! Thanks for coming,
All right.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.